What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to Double Coverage. Hope you're still living, loving, and breathing sport. I'm Dom with the great man, Sauce. Didn't miss the intro this week. How you going, brother?
I'm good, mate. I'm good. I'm fired up because tomorrow starts the NBA. The basketball is back. No, I did not follow 1 second of the preseason because who gives a shit about the preseason? It's the real season, the 82-game season. It's back tomorrow. Doma, I'm pumped because the Lakers are taking out the championship. I'm just telling you that right now.
You've lost the absolute plot if you think that. You've got no idea. Yeah, you've got as much idea as Anthony Davis saying that he's going to play 82 games this season. That's how much idea you've got about the NBA season. As you know, leading into every season, we have the over-unders episode, and this is that over-unders episode right before it kicks off tomorrow. So welcome, Dan the Card Man. Already shithousery has begun in the chat. Messi over Ronaldo. You can see I'm wearing the Al Nassr top. There's a good reason behind that. Global, welcome. Multiverse, welcome. And Saucy, we'll kick it off. We've got the normal run of schedule here, but this NBA is obviously going to be the chunk of the podcast, and we're going to kick off with it, and we're going to go straight into the over-under Sauce. And we're starting, it's all in alphabetical order. James, welcome. Dan says the Giannis and Lillard party. We'll get to them when we get to them. But it kicks off with the Atlanta Hawks. They waived Donovan Williams, acquired Guay and potentially Rudy Gay. Players traded away is Collins. It says pending there. The team is, Trae Young, DeJounte Murray, Bogdanovic, DeAndre Hunter's still there, Sadiq Bey, Sadiq on my Bay, Clint Capella, Onyeka Okongwu signed a $62.5 million contract today. Anyway, they are projected over under 42.5 wins.
I'm going to go under. They may not make the playoffs. So, look, they may make the playoffs with 40 wins because that East is, we always know there's some teams that sneak in there that probably don't deserve to be there. But Hawks' first full season with Quinn Steiner, James Mann reckons, yep, I know, with old mate Quinn. Let's see if he can. I believe that was the coach that was at the Jazz, took them to their playoff runs with Donovan Mitchell leading the charge. Still going to win under 42.5 games.
I'm going to go over. I reckon they got enough to win 44, potentially 43. They're just there. They're on the money.
That would be 42 over 42.5 would obviously be just above the 500 mark.
Yeah. The next one, and this team is the Boston Celtics, and they have the highest over-unders total that I'm going to read out in this segment at 54.5 wins. Of course, Derek White, Peyton Pritchard, Jaylen Brown, Malcolm Brogdon. They've got Tatum there. Al Horford's still there. Kristaps Porzingis is the guy that's come in, clearly.
Drew Holiday as well.
So, yeah. Traded away Marcus Smart.
4.5 wins. Yeah, I feel like that team's actually gotten better. I mean, it'll be interesting to see how Porzingis fares. We do know he struggles when it comes to big games, and
he gets injured a lot.
Yes. So, look, can they rely on him? 54.5 wins. I mean, that's the highest total out of everyone they're giving. That's, geez.
Yeah, that's the highest. The highest Source. They are in the East. I reckon they
are in the East. I think. Geez, they're going to be. They will be probably 1-2 seed up there again. It's going to take a bit of time, the gelling aspect with that team, but yeah, I think they can get 55 wins on the season. I mean, I'll take the odds because they've got the odds at 205 for the over 54.5 and $1.76 for the under 54.5.
I'm going to go with the overs, to be honest.
I'm going to go with the overs too.
I reckon they can just beat up on the East and absolutely slap them. Over under. Brooklyn is next. Over under 37.5 Source. Losing James Harden, Kyrie Irving, and Durant, as we know, the last few seasons they've all moved on.
Ben Simmons is back.
This is a team that belongs, yes, to Ben Simmons, Spencer Dinwiddie. They got Bridges, the great man here, Claxton, the coaster. Young
I'm
side.
going to go under 37.5.
I'm going under 2. There's not much to. We just have to. It's just a wait and see for them, pretty much. Charlotte Hornets over under 30.5 wins. Source
30.5. Well, I'm gonna
scary Terry there.
Under, because LaMelo will get injured again, and that always derails their season.
Under. Fuck, that's a.
Well, the line we got here is 31.5. Is it going to be their breakout season, Charlotte? I don't know. It's the Hornets, mate. Got to stick with the under.
Yeah. I'm going to follow suit with you, to be honest. Chicago, 37.5. Or 36.5, sorry.
I am going to go over because I feel like they started good enough. They had a bit of a bad patch. They got some injuries, which obviously affected it. So can they stay fit? They are a good enough team with DeRozan, Vucevic, Patty Williams another year.
Yeah.
They're a good enough
Kobe
team
White.
to get 37 wins. They are a good enough team to get 37 wins. In the East.
They've got Caruso on that team, Drummond, Torrey Craig as well, Javon Carter. They got some good roster fillers
Carter,
there.
Not a bad second
Yeah,
backup.
so they're not too bad, to be honest. I'm going the overs as well. I think injuries derailed their season and inconsistency, so that's what hurt them. Global says on Brooklyn, Big Ben was doing all the 1%ers. Let's hope he keeps it up. The moment he says he's going to play for Australia is the moment his season's derailed. Because he never plays for Australia. Next up, we have the Cleveland Cavaliers, and they are at a very, very high 50.5 wins over and under Saucy. Garland, Mitchell, Mobley, Jared Allen. Who else we got here? They acquired Max Strus from the Heat, who can shoot a ball, that's for sure. George's Niang. Of course, Donovan Mitchell there. Loss of Rubio. He's gone.
How many games did they win last season? Do we know? They made the playoffs?
They made the playoffs. Yeah. I'm not sure.
I'm going to go under 50.5.
Under. I'm going over. I reckon they're good enough. Next up, Dallas, small ball city over here with Tim Hardaway Jr., Kyrie Irving, and Luka the Don. Then we have got Dante Exum. Josh Green on this team as well, who signed a nice contract today. So congrats to Josh Green. Your thoughts? Luka the Don is obviously the most looked at player in this competition. He's the next Messiah that's done absolutely nothing so far. But 44.5 wins for Dallas in the tough West. They were plus, or is that minus 13.1 points per 100 possessions when Hardaway, Irving, and Doncic were all on the floor together?
Jesus. Let's hope they can improve that. Oh, I'm going to go over. There's too much talent on that team to not be able to win 45 games. That would be just over 500. That you got to get close to. You're going to get close to that 45 game mark if you want to make the playoffs in that West as well.
100%. Well, as you know, they got the play-in now, mate. So, which is a permanent fixture. So it's the top 10 now. We reward mediocrity, as you love.
Absolutely.
That's your favorite thing, Source, in all of sport. Giving shit kickers the opportunity to take a team's position based off having one bad game. Like, they've been good the whole season. They have one off night and it cost them a spot that they deserved. Like, it's just ridiculous. I'm also going to go overs. I think they work it out. Luka the Don and Kyrie Irving, they get it working. I think I see potentially, you could see Kyrie Irving maybe getting moved at some stage this season, potentially, if it doesn't start working for them. Try and get a big in there. But as we've seen in the past, he doesn't really work well with bigs, Luka Doncic. So, and Kyrie Irving can play off the ball. That's the other thing that's good for Dallas. You can play off ball basketball. So that's a positive. Next up, we have the reigning defending champions at 53.5 wins, the Denver Nuggets. And of course, they got the big fella, Nikola Jokic, who absolutely dominated last season. He's the current MVP. Is he MVP? Yeah. He won it? Would they give it to Embiid?
I think Embiid got it last year.
Embiid, yeah. The guy that should have won it. We say this about someone every year, to be honest.
53.5 wins. I feel like they're good enough to get that. Can they go back to back? That will be the question. Denver Nuggets, can they go back to back? They'll be there again. They'll be up in the top 3 seeds in the West. They're just the basketball they play is just, it's beautiful team basketball to watch. The way they use their key asset in Jokic, and what he does and brings to the table, it's pleasure to watch. So, look, I think they'll be good enough to get 53.5 wins. I'm taking the over, and the Denver Nuggets will definitely be in the playoffs for sure.
Next up, we have Detroit over under 28.5 wins. Source, Cunningham, Joe Harris, Bojan Bogdanovic, Jalen Ivey. They've got James Wiseman in that team, Jalen Duran, Thompson, Isaiah Thompson, the draft pick.
Under.
Yeah, I'm going under.
They stink.
Yeah. It's just unders at the moment because they're very young. They're very young. They could develop something. It all depends the system and coaching and we'll get halfway through and then we can hit the comments up and have a look at what people are saying. Golden State Warriors are up next. Source over or under 48.5 wins.
Over.
I've got them as the over as well. Picked up
CP3 in there.
Yeah. It looks like Kaminga's improved a bit, Source.
Yeah, it's coming on. Developing him
Moses Moody. They shipped off Jordan Poole, as we know, who went missing. Interesting. We're just going to see another great season from them, to be honest, because they're just unbelievable. What can you say? They got arguably, well, it's not arguably, you got one of the top 10 best players to ever play the game in your team in Stephen Curry. So, and the greatest shooter of all time, one of the best systems of all time. So, yep, overs is looking very, very promising. Next up are the Houston Rockets. Source over under 31.5. They've picked up Fred Van Vliet and your boy Dylan Brooks.
Chucking up Van Vliet.
And Dylan Brooks. So your mate, LeBron's son over there.
Hey, best thing that Memphis Grizzlies did, mate. Get rid of that distraction. You've already got one distraction in Ja Morant who waving guns around, Glock Morant. So, yeah, no need for 2 lemons. So, yeah, well done to the Memphis franchise. And, they'll be under 31.5 wins. I don't think they'll get over that.
Jabari Smith Jr. on that team, Jalen Green and Alperen Sengun, who's also very good. And Amen Thompson is their rookie over there with some experienced vets in Van Vliet and Brooks. I'm going unders as well, Source. I'm not expecting anything from them this season. They're a working project like Detroit. Next up, the Indiana Pacers over under 37.5. It's got your boy Tyrese Halliburton, Miles Turner, and Buddy Hield.
Yeah, in the East, 37.5.
Benedict Mathurin, another one of your boys that you like. And they've got Obi Toppin.
I mean, I was going to say they picked up Obi Toppin as well. Yeah, interesting number because where I'm looking, they've got the number at 38.5, so an extra game. 37.5. All right, it's a tough one. I think that's a bit of a flip of the coin because they've got some talent there. Definitely got some talent there to win games. They troubled teams last season on occasion. It's just a matter of whether guys can stay fit. I mean, Halliburton got injured for a large part of the season, which didn't help. They don't really have the depth. So, yeah, it is a bit of a flip of the coin. I'm probably leaning towards the unders.
I'm going to go the overs. I reckon they're good enough to get it done, to be honest. To win 38 games, fuck. If they don't win 38 games, it's jeez.
It's in the East. It is in the East.
Yeah, it's not great. Next up, LA Clippers over under 46.5 wins. Westbrook
missed out the playoffs 2 seasons in a row.
Playoff potato. Kawhi Leonard's a shadow of himself, a shell of himself at the moment.
Hey, Paul George is more successful in his bloody podcasting career. So he's got
He said he was going to be the GOAT at the end of his career. Didn't mean he was going to be the GOAT at basketball. He did say that when he was playing in Indiana. Oh, don't forget these things. You can't just come out and say you're going to be the GOAT at the end of your career and become playoff potato instead, mate. So
the start of your career you're talking about?
No, at the start of his career, he said he was going to be the GOAT at the end of his career. And all he's amounted to is playoff potato so far. So, I don't know. I'm going unders. You said unders?
Overs.
I'm going unders because one of the two are going to get injured.
Correct.
One of the two or both are going to get injured. And Westbrook's going to have to
stay fit.
He always stays fit and he always plays injured and he gets through every game if he can. And that's the one thing, like, massive respect for Russell Westbrook in his whole career. He goes out there and he plays. And he plays at 100 million miles an hour and he gives 100% every night and he gives the fans what they want to see a star or a superstar out on the court every night. Get their value for money. So, barring something happening to Westbrook, either Paul George or Kawhi Leonard, not to put the moz on them, it's just history shows one of them's going to get hurt and the season just becomes a waste again. So I'm not confident in him. I'm going unders.
Fair call.
Whether it's 2 games under or a game under that 46.5, I'm not saying the season's going to be completely finished. They'll be under that, but still make a play-in or get into the 8th seed or some shit. Like, they'll still make playoffs. It's just I don't think. Next one up. Over and under 47.5 wins is the Los Angeles Lakers.
Over.
Wishful thinking. I actually think it's going to be under, but I'm just going to back my team in and say over.
AD,
I actually
LeBron,
genuinely think it would be
Austin
over.
Reeves.
No, we know
Rui,
AD is going to get injured for 15 plus games.
Rui, who's your mama? Torian Prince. Who else did you sign?
Did we pick up any shooters?
Can't see. Max Christie?
No, he was a rookie from last season.
I don't know. You tell me. Are you going to be any good? I reckon you're going to be unders.
Oh, yeah, I think that too. But I'm going to go.
Bleacher Report's got you at 48 and 34.
It's going to be right about that. I reckon we'll be around 45 wins.
And at the halfway mark, we got Memphis.
Anthony Davis plays all 82 games like he's intending to. You never know.
You could win the title if he plays every game. But is that playing all 82 games and then you get to injured in the 82nd game and he doesn't play the playoffs? Because he's going to get injured. I'd rather say, listen, guys, I'm going to play 70, get injured, miss 12 games, and then come back for the playoffs.
Extended leave of absence.
We'll get to the last team, and then we'll get to the comments. Memphis Grizzlies, 46.5. No Glock Morant for the first 25 games. They picked up Marcus Smart, Desmond Bane, JJJ. Over 46.5.
Under.
I'm going over. I reckon they can do it.
They can do it.
I reckon they can do it. They'll be good this year. If JJJ can actually...
How many games is he missing?
The first 25. That's nothing, man. They'll win half of those games anyway, so over half of them. Desmond Bain's very good. We know that. So I've got confidence in him. And then Glock Moran will come back with a vengeance. That's it. All right, let's get to some of the chat source. We've got to go back pretty far here. Global says Wemby looks good. Hello, Magda. Bucks to win the championship, he says. Smokey to make the playoffs this year. Fucking the Heat at the moment. They're my Smokey to make the playoffs.
The Clippers, because they haven't made it in the last 2 years.
Yeah, Clippers are there. Oh, Smokey. Chicago? Did Chicago make the playoffs last year? They missed out, didn't they?
I think they missed, yeah.
Yeah, I'll probably just go with them. Or Orlando. You know what? I'm going to go Orlando Magic to make the playoffs as my Smokey.
Mate, people have been talking up the Orlando Magic.
Banchero, Wagner. Yeah, we'll see.
Very young team.
Matty Tabe, hello. Congrats to me on becoming a dad. Thank you very much, Matty. Appreciate that.
Congrats, Toma.
Thanks, mate. So, yep. From April on next year, I'm going to be very sleep deprived on this podcast, but hey, you got to do what you got to do. MVP Luka this year. How is there Luka speculation every year when Dallas stinks? Because they want him to become the next GOAT.
Luka MVP, so, yeah.
That's why.
It's just the nature of the game, isn't it? They always got to put the tag on someone.
Yeah, toe on the line. Yep, that's what we always say. I think LaMelo would be a good fit with Luka. Kuminga could be sixth man of the year, says James. Keep an eye on JJJ, says Matty Tabe, your boy. Venom says Lakers are a super team for the first few weeks, and then people will say LeBron has no help. That's pretty much the Lakers in a nutshell. Steven Adams is out for the season.
Oh, there you go. That's for the Grizzlies.
Dan says Bucks need to win so I can dump my Giannis rookies. Zion,
hey, if they win, their price doesn't go up. So
Zion's the MVP of Mountain Dew, is what he's the MVP of at the moment.
He's the MVP of OnlyFans models. That's what he is.
He's the king. He's the king of OnlyFans. Yes, we will, Dan. And congrats to Dan as well. He's expecting in May. So there you go. Very nice. All righty. Let's get to the second half. And it kicks off with my mob. Over under 48.5 for the Miami Heat.
Wanted everyone, got no one, Doma.
But still got Lowry. And that's all that matters. Hero's back, mate. Like, he didn't play the playoffs. Don't forget that. He didn't play the finals. He was injured the whole time. He actually would have been handy. Everyone said, oh, they can win it without him. Yeah, we played good basketball, but it would have been nice to have a guy that can actually score on your team.
Not enough offense. 48.5. It is a tough one because you
picked up Gabe Vincent, the Lakers. That's another guy you picked up because we lost Strus and Vincent, who were two of our better guys. We got Josh Richardson back at the Heat, who we flogged off and did absolutely nothing since he's been gone from the Heat, and you'll come back and do nothing at the Heat. We picked up Thomas Bryant because he played 10 good games at the Lakers, and we thought, you know what, we can pick him up and he'll be good for us. Fool's gold. And that's it. Missed out on Lillard. Bam, Butler, Lowry. And that's it. Haslam retired, so we're finished.
Oh, I don't even know. I'm going to say over, just because you guys always find a way. I think that number's right on tack. I think you'll finish around 44 wins.
I'm going under. Minnesota, who we got next? The Bucks. 53.5. Over.
Over.
Yeah,
over.
That's not it. Yeah, over. The elephant in the room, they got Damian Lillard, and that's all that we need to know. And they'll be
They got a
contenders to
finisher.
win
They
it.
got a true finisher now.
They don't need to worry about Giannis. I cannot shoot, bro, because he's not going to be taking the shot, mate, at the end of the game. We know that Middleton was the go-to guy. He can actually get a shot.
Give the ball to Giannis, get it going downhill, and if they don't want to get out of his, if they don't want to double team him, then he goes straight to the ring and dunks it or hits a layup. And if they decide to double team him, he kicks it out to the shooters. And what better shooters to have out there than guys like Damian Lillard?
100%. Bucks Nuggets, says Magva, is his prediction. He just make it work, been up there 3 years straight, one of the best coaches. They'll be fourth or fifth. Yeah, I reckon they'll be up there, but I don't think
fourth or
they'll
fifth,
have over
but 45
48.5.
wins might actually get you into the fourth or fifth spot in the East.
Heat culture is sneaking into playing, and then they start playing. We always find a way. As Saul said as well. Like, I completely
I think
agree.
you might be on the money there under 48.5 wins, but you'll still probably be good enough to get you into the play-in.
Yeah, and then we'll make it all the way to the Eastern Conference Finals, and we'll probably play in the finals. We'll beat the Bucks. We'll just find a way to. They'll be like, oh, the odds are stacked against you. It'll be the grudge match. It'll be Jimmy Butler getting into Damian Lillard's head because he didn't come to the Heat. Like, that's what everyone wants. They want Heat Bucks Eastern Conference Finals. You're kidding yourself if you want anyone else. Don't worry about Philly and James Harden. He's a basket case. Embiid's the biggest throw you under the bus guy teammate on the planet. Like, don't worry about any of these teams, mate. Like, they got no chance. They got no chance. That's what, honestly, as a basketball fan, that's what I want to see in the Eastern Conference Final. Like, Lillard versus the Heat. And I want emo buckets. That's who I want to come out and play. So Saucy can have that reaction.
Leave emo buckets back where he.
All right, let's get to the next one. Minnesota over or under 44.5. Towns injury, Gobert having the worst season last season. They got Mike Conley coming in. Gobert, Towns, and Conley. Jaden McDaniels is improving. They got Ant-Man, who is by far the best player on that team. It's not even close. I reckon he goes to another level again this year, Anthony Edwards. He's just very, very good.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see because, come the USA basketball over the, in the FIBA World Cup, I mean, he was acting like the man. He was taking a lot of shots and scoring points. So it'll be interesting to see if he takes his game to the next level. Does Anthony Edwards. 44.5 wins. I feel like it's right on the cusp. They are in the West. I'm probably going to go with the. You want to see better gel from them as a team. I felt like at times they didn't work very well with Gobert and
I'm going overs.
Anthony Towns. Yeah, I think it's going to be right on there. I'm going to go unders, but it's going to be right there.
They'll trade Gobert. He's gone. He'll be gone. Either him or Towns, but they won't ever get rid of Towns. So Gobert's gone. I'm serious. They're getting rid of him. Pelicans next, 44.5 wins is their line. Ingram, McCollum, Jonas Valanciunas, Larry Nance Jr., and of course, Saucy's boy, OnlyFans, Zion, the king himself.
This all depends, Dom, on whether Zion stays fit. If Zion stays fit, they win over 44.5. If Zion gets injured again, which he will, they will go under. So I'm going to go with under.
It's under because he's getting injured. The New York Knicks, who obviously playoff run last season, they're 44.5 is the market for them. I'm going with over.
I'm going to go under.
Okay, fair enough. They'll do the same thing again. So, the best young side in the competition, Oklahoma City, 44.5 is their line as well. Giddey has come up leaps and bounds as we've seen in the offseason. SGA as well. And of course, they get the big fella back this season for his first run at it, is Chet Holmgren. Over 44.5. They look very, very good last year, Sauce. Very, very good. Jalen Williams was looking fantastic as well. SGA, I'm going over 44.5. I reckon they're going to be a bit of a surprise packet.
SJ's got that leader in him, over 44.5. Chet back. Now add some other quality draft picks. Yeah, they'll be an interesting team. Over 44.5. I'll back it in. My boy SCA.
Nice.
It'll be
Orlando
see how they play out, that young side this season.
Orlando is next source. Banchero, Wagner, Wendell Carter Jr., Gary Harris, Jingling Joe, Cole Anthony, over 36.5. I reckon they put it together. I'm going over. Get him in. Get him in for 37 wins.
37. Yeah. I don't know. Under. I'm going to go under.
Under. We'll get through the next ones. Philadelphia 76ers, over under 49.5. Is Harden going to stay is the question.
No, he's not. He's going. Daryl Morey is a liar. He's buying $800.
They're literally just bagging
8K
shit
balls
out of each other.
Yeah, it's hilarious. I'm going to go under.
Under. I'm also going under. Phoenix Suns, obviously the super team here with Bradley Beal, Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, and they shipped off the softest big man in the league to Portland, where they're going to be absolutely horrendous. So they've got Eric Gordon, Watanabe is over at Phoenix as well, Bates Diop as well, playing there. Their line is 52.5, and I'm going over.
Yeah, over 51.5 for me. I found the line here. So
Trailblazers, 27.5 wins. Shaden Sharp, Scoot Henderson.
Very
DeAndre
young
Ayton.
side. Very young side.
That could be horrific. I'm going under.
Under.
Sacramento Kings, 44.5. Fox, Sabonis, Keegan Murray, Kevin Huerta. Bench now has Malik Monk, Trey Lyles, Davion Mitchell, and the reigning EuroLeague MVP, Sasha Vezenkov. Also. So 44.5. They made the playoffs. They were very good last year. I'm going over. They were very, very good, Sacramento.
Over. I'm with you. Yep, they were good. Sabonis was a big change to that team. Massive change.
Yeah.
Provides them with so many more options on offense, and then, on defense, he's not too bad as well.
Spurs over under 28.5. Obviously, they got big Wemby, Keldon Johnson in that team, Devin Vassell, Saucy's boy Sochan as well in that side. They are very young, but they could surprise a few people. Ooh,
Too young. But it's just going to be a developing season for the Spurs.
I'm going under as well. Let's get through the last three. All three of them stink. Toronto over under 36.5.
Under.
I'm going under also. They picked up Schroeder, I'm pretty sure. Utah Jazz over under 35.5. Laurie Marketing, John Collins, Colin Sexton, Talon Horton Tucker, who's an absolute gun apparently, according to everyone.
I remember that. I don't know. Under. Just flipping a coin here, really.
Yeah, I'm going to go under for them. And the last team, the Washington Wizards, with the superstar Jordan Poole.
Under.
Denny Avdija, Kyle Kuzma, 24.5 wins, and it's going to be under. There you go, Sauce.
Geez, that's
done and dusted.
24.5.
Eastern Conference and Western Conference matchup. Who have you got?
I'm going to go in the Eastern. I'm going to go with the Bucks against. I feel like the Celtics. And then in the West, I'm going to go the Lakers against the Suns.
You've lost the plot.
I've got to back the Lakers.
Why?
Even though it won't be the Lakers. Lakers aren't winning the championship. We're not even making Western Conference Finals. If I'm look, being probably a bit more genuine, you've got to back the Nuggets in. They play such beautiful basketball, so you've got to probably back the Nuggets and Suns. That would probably be my realistic chance. But I'm going to go with Suns and Lakers. Even though, look, the only thing that worries me about the Nuggets is obviously teams that play that deep get less rest. How well do their bodies pull up? Will there be an issue of them having less rest because they played right till that last time, having their bodies break down, potential injuries? Who knows? They've been gifted they've just been. That franchise is lucky that Jokic is such a durable player.
Yeah, 100%. Because
right?
Notoriously the big guys just break down completely.
Exactly. So. Right? So the fact that they've found this guy that's so durable, plays so many games, literally carried them the first half of the season when Murray was injured. Mate, if he goes down, the whole team's going to unravel in reality. But, yeah, I still think the Nuggets are probably still good enough to make the Western Conference Finals.
All right, so your championship matchup and who wins? So you got Bucks Celtics, Lakers Suns.
Suns versus Bucks, and Bucks win it all. Dame Dollar gets his first championship.
Bucks win.
Know something. They will not. They won't win the Bucks if Chris Middleton doesn't come good.
Yeah, 100%. I'm going Bucks. Bucks Nuggets. And I see the 40 piece by Big Giannis. Bucks win for me too. I think they're going to be very good. Very, very good. All right, Sauce. That is the over-unders. I'll get something out on the socials at some stage, pin it to the top of the page, and we can follow it as we go throughout the season. And on that note, we're going to jump straight into something that we can review very, very quickly. Formula One Grand Prix, Sauce. Happened on Monday or yesterday. Max Verstappen started 6th, won this race, finished 1st.
Equaled the most Norris wins for a season as well.
Yeah.
Beat it. Equaled
and
it.
Also,
his own record, mind you, I think.
And also, 50 career wins for Max Verstappen. 50 career wins.
That's
so
ridiculous.
Started from 6th in this Grand Prix and still won by 2 seconds, something.
I just want to. I love doing this, Source. Like I love going back here and just going down to Max Verstappen. All right. So 50 race wins for Max Verstappen. As much as everyone wants to keep giving him shit, he sits Source all time in F1 race wins. 5th all time. Yes, you heard that correctly. 5th all time. There is how many races left? 4 races left. There is exactly 4 races left, Source. If he wins all 4 races, he will be sitting 3rd all time in race wins for the sport. If he wins this week, he ties Prost at 51 wins. If he wins 3 of the next 4 races, he ties Sebastian Vettel. And if he wins all 4 races remaining, he overtakes Sebastian Vettel in outright 3rd. And then he chases down Michael Schumacher, who is 37 race wins ahead of him. So Lewis Hamilton obviously on top at 103. He got disqualified in this race alongside Charles Leclerc, because they did too much damage to the undercarriage of their car or some shit. So they got disqualified. So Lando Norris and Carlos Sainz move up a spot. Norris in 2nd, Sainz in 3rd, gets on the podium. Danny Rick's first race back from injury, finished 15th. Piastri DNF'd. So it puts him in the 17th place. That's pretty much it. What do we got here? Disrespect to the Nugget Source, says James. Global said Giannis signed a 3-year extension. Global says Lewis was catching Max hard. Yeah, it's because his whole undercarriage went and he had more aerodynamics in the car. James says, is Verstappen the GOAT? No, nowhere near it. Did I hear a rumor new round 1 race for F1 next year? Well, the first race is always in Qatar, I'm pretty sure, or Bahrain. So it goes Bahrain, Saudi Arabia. So unless they are changing it, Magda reckons GOAT is Max. Bahrain first. There's some huge changes coming from the FIA, says Global. Well, very interesting. This week, Mexican Grand Prix. Next Monday, 30th of October. That is a 7 a.m. race. We've had some good race start times here, ladies and gents. So tune in and enjoy that one. Awesome. Bit of EPL sauce. Got to get you fired up. Definitely have to get you fired up because there's a bit that did happen. The results for the week. You're muted, by the way, before you lose the plot.
Yeah, there's EPL, there's SPL, there's obviously Champions League, there's Europa League, there's football frenzy over the next few days.
I've got it all open. All open, mate. Liverpool defeated Everton 2-0. Luton and Nottingham 2-2. Newcastle versus Palace. Newcastle defeated Palace 4-0. City defeated Brighton 2-1. Brentford over Burnley 3-0. Wolves over Bournemouth 2-1. Aston Villa smashed West Ham 4-1. Tottenham, Ange Ball get the 2-0 win over Fulham. Man United defeat Sheffield United with man of the match, Harry Maguire. Yes, you heard that correctly, ladies and gentlemen. Harry Maguire was man of the match. But the game, of course, I want to throw to is the 2-2 draw between Chelsea and Arsenal. And Saucy, you can give us a bit of a rundown on what happened there.
Look, I'm not going to say that Arsenal had the greatest of games, but the penalty that was given was just so soft. And it's another one of those decisions. You just look at it and you go, of course, when you slow it down in 20x slow-mo, it looks like, yeah, his hand is away from the body and he's handballed the ball. But when you play it in full motion and you actually see that the distance between the head and the hand is maybe 1 meter, and for the ball to come off glancing like that off the head, off a cross that's whipped in, it's impossible for Saliba to get his hand out of the way. And it wasn't like he seen the ball was going that way and he moved his hand to the ball. He was jumping with his hands sort of behind himself out. A normal motion, when players elevate and jump for the ball, it's normal for them to push their hands behind them in that manner to try help them propel themselves to the ball. You see, it's completely normal motion. The ball skims off Mudrik's head. Mind you, it looked like it was actually going wide, wasn't even on target. Hits Saliba's hand. Referee gives a soft pen. There you go, 1-0 Chelsea. Second half, kicks off. 2 minutes into the second half, Mudryk gets it down the wing. Arsenal turns over the ball cheaply. He looks inside, looks to cross it in, scuffs the cross. Bad positioning by the keeper. It sails over the keeper's head. 2-0. Celebrates like he's just scored an absolute worldie, but he muffed the cross, buddy, so just calm down. But this is where the Arsenal of old may have given up and we may have not got a result, but we fought valiantly. We pressed them hard. They gave us a chance in. Their keeper made a mistake. Declan Rice with a great finish, and then we went on to get the equaliser. But just disappointing in the end. We probably could have got the win if we didn't concede that penalty, which is disappointing. But nonetheless, I can't say that we were out and out better than them on the day. I think Chelsea did probably do enough to get a result. Cole Palmer did miss some chances that he probably could have taken. So, they did have their chances that they did miss. So probably fair result in the end. But it's just annoying to see that we're still talking about these dubious, handball decisions. They still can't get it right. It's always, and it just frustrates me, because they go to the VAR review, right, and they show you what he's being shown, and all they show him is the 20x slow-mo. But when you look at it in full fast motion, in the way it happened within the game, it happened like so quick. It's impossible for him to move his hand out of the way. It's just impossible.
My argument towards this incident because I had a discussion with someone about this. Like, they were just like, yeah, it was a penalty. I said, no, it's not a penalty. He goes, yeah, but it hit his arm in the box. I said, wherever in the history of football, because we both play it, like me and my mate that will talk, and I said, any footballer, do they teach you to go clear a header by jumping with your arms by your side? They always tell you to come forward to push you. Yeah, they tell you always to come forward like this or come across to header it out, mate. That's what he did. He's the last man. It just happened to be he was going for the header. There's intention to header the ball out for a corner or to clear it. And by a fraction of a second, because the game's so quickly played, Mudryk gets to the ball first and gets his head on the ball and hits him in the arm. And they gave that a penalty. And I agree with you. You can't slow it down to 20x because you're not going based off the game speed. And they have to start taking that into consideration. Like, if the ball's coming in for a cross, yeah, for example, when the guy's jockeying, if he's jockeying like this deliberately, or he lifts an arm when the guy crosses it and it hits you in the arm, it's a bit different. Because you got to keep your arms down. But if you're going for a header, and you got to brace for impact too, if you go to ground. Like,
I don't know what he was supposed to do.
They got absolutely no idea, man. Like, it was very frustrating. Another shit VAR call. They've had absolute howlers in the Premier League.
Gillette, you dumb Aussie prick, who's an Aussie from down. He used to referee in the A-League. I remember him. He was the VAR official. Mate, you're a peanut. Stop showing him 20x slow-mo, mate. Show it in full speed. That's the true representation of how it happened. They're just showing the 20x slow-mo. That's the biggest frustration.
I completely agree.
They go over and all they show them is the slow-mo. Of course, on the slow-mo, it looks way worse.
Everything looks worse in slow-mo. Incidents in the AFL, like match review incidents, like VAR calls, it all looks worse in slow motion. It always does.
You know what's going to happen? You know in FIFA, they got the dead fish celebration. That's what's going to have to... They're going to have to start jumping for the ball like a dead fish and then just land on their side like that so they can't make sure they're not going to handball nothing.
And start getting freaking shoulder reconstructions because they can't land. They got absolutely
they're asking them... Sorry, the way they're refereeing these handballs in the box, they're asking them to do unrealistic, unnatural motions that are just not part of football. Like,
they've got no idea.
Unrealistic. It's unrealistic.
Let's get to the chat quickly before we get back into the fixtures for this week. Global said, off the grid has gone off the grid sauce. Any comments?
No comments. And I'm enjoying not staying up late for off the grid. I already stay up late enough for other stupid
Season's over.
Look, don't get me wrong. If it was coming down to the wire and Max hadn't had the race thing sewn up and there was actually a bit of, I don't know, what would say, a bit of excitement towards the end of the season. What could happen? Like, it came down to that last race 2 seasons ago. Boy, oh boy, would we be on every race? But it's sewn up. What's the point? We're turning up to watch Max win.
We're on pretty much every race onto the lead up until we were just like the season's over. Magda says, Spurs are flying. Ange Ball, yes. Saucy and I were chatting before we jumped on, and like, Saucy obviously wants Arsenal to win, and they're in good contention to win. And I said outside of Arsenal winning, I would like Tottenham to win because I can't stand Liverpool and Man City. And Chelsea has absolutely no chance of winning it. I haven't put him in that in the run there. And Man United have got no chance of winning it.
Newcastle.
They got no chance of winning it. They're too busy gambling on their own games. They've got players in there that bet on themselves. Oh, fuck. They've lost the plot.
Tonali, what a lemon.
Dan said he was practically Superman flying through the sky with that arm out. He said, I'm trolling. Don't throw lemons at me. Magda said, don't fire up sauce.
I know you're addressed, mate. I might have to send you a truckload of lemons just dumped on your front lawn.
Dan says, just asked to try and jump with his arms by his side. Sauce getting into the ref. Give a lemon to the ref and the VAR. No, they're all lemons, mate. The matches this week: Palace, Tottenham, Chelsea, Brentford, Arsenal, Sheffield, Bournemouth, Burnley, Wolves, Newcastle, West Ham, Everton, Villa, Luton, Brighton, Fulham, Liverpool, Nottingham, and at 2:30 a.m. on Monday morning, Manchester United versus Manchester City at Old Trafford.
Absolutely slapped.
Wow. Yep. Well, we got Harry Maguire. He's going to play on Haaland, mate. Haaland might not have a chance of scoring a goal at Old Trafford.
Harry Maguire might score the goal for him.
Yeah, potentially. He's very good at doing that as well. Of course, we got to get to the Saudi League. You know why I'm wearing this, man. I told you last week. Messi didn't even have to win the Ballon d'Or for him to score the goal. Al Riyadh defeat Al Ettifaq in an upset 1-0. Al Ali smash Goodwin's Al Wada 3-1. Al Shabab 2-0 over Al Tay. Al Hazem and Al Raid play an awesome 4-3 game. Al Hazem get the chocolates. Al Nassr 1-0 down to Damak. And of course, Talisca and then the great Saudi Prince Ronaldo scored the winner in that one. They win 2-1.
Great free kick, if you haven't seen it.
He's finished. He's finished, apparently. Al Fateh defeat Abba 4-1. Al Halal smash. Oh, no, they did. Sorry. Al Halal beat Al Khalij 1-0. Al Fayah defeat Al Aqdud 2-1. And the top of the table clash was Al Tawun versus Al Ittihad in a 1-1 draw. Because they drew Al Halal 1 and they are on top of the table now. I'm pretty sure with that. Mitrovic scored again. Source.
Mitri.
The big fella. Kicked a hat-trick this morning as well in the Asian Champions League. They won 6-0.
It's the Asian Champions League. I believe Big Ronaldo's playing in the wee hours for the Al Nassr in the Asian Champions League.
Definitely is. AI score notifications going off tap on my phone. I wake up every morning.
I recommend it. Recommend it to anyone that's looking for a new scores app or wants to
AI score. AI score. Get on it. I favorited every team in the Saudi League. I've got every this is where it's dumb Source. I've got every basketball team favorited, and when the game starts, I get notification on the tip-off, quarter time, half time, 3/4 time, full time, and then it's for every game. So I'm going to get about 60 notifications just off the basketball on Thursday. Bro, I wake up on a Saturday, Sunday morning sometimes, and I've got 140 notifications. Because the soccer gives me the game start, the halftime, the full-time result, every goal that's scored. And when the goal's cancelled, when the goal's cancelled by VAR, gives you a notification. When there's a yellow card notification, red card notification. If the VAR cancels out a card, it gives you that too. Bro, it's crazy. But you know what? Helps me learn the league very, very well. So I know what's going on. Games this week, though. That's what we're looking forward to, outside of, obviously, the Asian Champions League games. Melbourne City also playing tomorrow morning, I'm pretty sure. They got their game. Al Khalij, Al Tawun, Damak, Al Aqdud, Ittihad versus Hazem, Tay versus Riyadh, Al Raid versus Al Fateh. Didn't these guys just play each other? Al Halal versus Al Ali. So they just playing each other again. That's a cracker game. Abba versus Al Shabab, Al Fayah versus Al Nassr, and Al Wada versus Al Ettifaq to finish off the round. You know, we always love to put a bit of emphasis on Al Ettifaq, the Steven Gerrard managed side. We have games coming up this week. Well, tomorrow, Source, for Champions League. We've got Galatasaray versus Bayern. Inter Salzburg, Benfica, Sociedad, Braga versus Madrid, Lens versus PSV, Man United versus Copenhagen, Sevilla versus Arsenal, Union Berlin versus Napoli, and then on Thursday we have Barca, Shakhtar, Feyenoord, Lazio, Antwerp, Porto, Celtic versus Atletico, Newcastle versus Dortmund, PSG, AC Milan, Leipzig, Crvena Zvezda, and Young Boys against Manchester City. Yeah, the game, Source. And we're not going into Europa League because we don't care about who plays in that. We did last season because both of us were playing in that. But this year we don't give two shits. So, all right, Source. Moving on just quickly. We'll get the NFL smash through again this week. We might have to put a poll out if you're happy with the sports that we still cover. If there's something you want us to cover. We haven't done that in a while as well, Saucy. See, they might want us
Yeah,
to.
I can't say I'm massively. As I said,
Following the NFL?
I'll keep up to date with the score.
Your boy actually won a Monday night football game.
That's hang on, Dominic. You're jumping ahead of the gun here, mate. You're jumping ahead of the gun. Come on.
What do you mean?
You're jumping ahead.
Starting with that game, Minnesota Vikings defeat San Francisco 49ers 22-17.
You like that? That's right. We do like it. Boy, Kirky Cousins. Kirky with a K, sorry.
Hey, Dan.
I couldn't believe
I don't
it.
think Dan can see he can't see the chat from Twitch. I was going to say, we'll get this guy to come promote your channel, Dan. He said, I'll bring it up here so you can see it. Here you go. Go to Steam Rise, Dan. You need as much promotion as you can get on Dan the Carman's channel at the moment. Dan said, can we do a poll to skip the UFC recap this week? Oh, fuck. Yes, I'd love to skip it. It was shattering, man. I was already emotional because Sir Bobby Charlton. We got to give a rest in peace to Sir Bobby Charlton, absolute legend of the game, and the legend of Manchester United. And then watching that card, terrible. Minnesota defeat San Francisco, so 22-17. Philly defeat the Dolphins, 31-17. Broncos over Packers. Chiefs over Chargers, 31-17. Safe to say the Messiah was happy about that one. Rams lose to the Steelers, 24-17. Seahawks, 20-10 over the Cardinals. Ravens, 38-6 over the Lions. Bears, 30-12 over the Raiders. Colts lose to the Browns, 38-39 in a close one. Patriots defeat the Bills, 29-25, Sauce. All the guys we bagged last week have shut us up this week. New York Giants 14-7 over the Commanders. Tampa Bay lose to the Falcons 16-13, and the Jags defeat the Saints 31-24. Games this week, Saucy, Bills, Bucks, Panthers, Texans, Cowboys, Rams, Packers, Vikings, Colts, Saints, Dolphins, Patriots, Giants, Jets, Steelers, Jags, Titans, Falcons, Commanders, Eagles, Seahawks, Browns, Cardinals, Ravens, Broncos, Chiefs, 49ers, Bengals, Chargers, Bears, and the Lions versus the Raiders. And on that note, Sauce, I'm going to throw it to you because it is time for a UFC.
Yes, it is, Doma. And if you don't know, now you know. UFC segment is sponsored by Roll Clean Soap. Head to www.rollclean.com.au to check out their soap varieties and all their boost balms, magnesium bar salts, beard oil, the works. They've got all your sanitary needs, the best smelling soap there is on and off the mats. Rolling with confidence and destroy the competition. Use the code double coverage at checkout for 20% off your first order. All right, Doma. UFC 294 over the weekend. It didn't quite go.
Oh.
Didn't quite go to plan. Unfortunately, if you don't know, now you know. The Volk lost. Obviously, copped a vicious head kick in the first round, and it was all over in round one. Disappointing after such a great first fight. Yeah, look. Can't really say anything. Got hit with a good shot, and then Makhachev finished it from there. Up until that point, it was pretty much just a feeling out point. Makhachev did set that kick up nice though, because he did throw a few other kicks in that round, but he hadn't thrown the head kick. It was more just the body kick, low kick, and then he set it up, went for the high kick, nailed it on the button. If that kick's 3 inches lower, probably glazes his glove and goes over the top of his head, and maybe he's a little bit glazed, but he's a little bit dazed, but not as dazed as he was from the strike, and maybe he's able to hang on. Nonetheless, Islam Makhachev gets the win, and obviously Volk's probably done in that division, and probably best for him in my opinion. And he's a little bit undersized for the guys in that division, and when he goes down to featherweight, where he's absolutely dominated, he's he's the man. He is the man. All right, and the middleweight bout in the co-main event, Khamzat Chimaev defeated Kamaru Usman
third round decision. I think this is he got the win, but in my eyes, it was a disappointing performance from Kamzat. I mean, after he dominated the first round, those second and third rounds, Usman looked the better fighter. And if you ask me, a guy that comes in off, 10 days notice, going up a weight division, and you just beat him.
I said, I'm going to bring this back to something you said last time Chimaev fought, and that was against Dariush. Was it Dariush that he fought? Or Dariush? I'm pretty sure he fought Dariush last. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, if I can find who he
because he like
he fought Holland and then Burns before that.
It was against Kevin Holland. Then that's the one where he just ran at him straight away.
Yeah.
You said whatever the fight was. Anyway, I've got mistaken with the fight. Anyway, I'm quoting you, not verbatim. Just going to quote your source, like paraphrasing what you said. You said Chimaev's style of fighting, going so hard so early, can burn him out to the point where he leaves himself open to get knocked out or submitted later on in the round. And not for anything, he went full pelt in that first round. Yeah, he won it, but Usman just defended beautifully and then got into rhythm. And like you said, if that goes 5 rounds, he probably loses that fight. Man, Usman was all over him with the jabs. He was just hitting him like beautifully. He was just all over him. Oh. And like you said, coming off 10 days notice, pretty bloody good from Usman.
It was well done by Usman. So it'll be interesting to see what transpires for him from now on. Obviously, Kamzat's probably going to have a title shot against Strickland. And look, I'm interested to see. There's nothing in me saying that. And if I'll tell you what, if the bookies give us crazy odds for Strickland and just favor it like they did in this fight, because I'll tell you what, I put a little bit of money on Usman because I just thought the odds was just ridiculous.
Yeah,
I was wrong, but you take your chances. I'll back Strickland because, mate, he's untested in a 5-round fight. He's untested. So in the rounds, in the fights where he's been pushed the distance, he's looked shaky. After the first round, he's looked shaky. Did the same thing against Gilbert Burns.
Burns almost knocked him out.
Correct.
But he got close in that fight, man, Gilbert Burns. He got so close.
So, yeah, look, that was the co-main event. Kamzat Chimaev gets the win. That was a very good fight. Light heavyweight bout, Magnum Akhanaev against Johnny Walker got called called off.
This
could
was
not continue because Magnum Akhanaev actually kneed Johnny Walker in the head while his knee was down, so it's an illegal blow. Could not fight any longer. Ikram Asarov defeated Wally Alves. That was an absolute joke. Dominated him first round KO. Sad Nurmagomedov against Mun Gaforov defeated in the first round submission. That was an absolute joke as well. And then the other notable mention was Shara Magdamedov against Bruno Silva. He got the win. He's
the pirate, mate.
The pirate. That's right. The red pirate because he's got a
is he blind in one eye?
Correct. He's got one glass eye.
Bro, did you see some of the shit he was doing?
Oh, his highlights coming into this was absolutely crazy. He's from a kickboxing background. He's got crazy striking ability. So it'll be interesting to see how he develops as a fighter. If he can get that ground game, look out in that middleweight division. This guy looked like an absolute unit. And we know guys coming out of that, Russia and that with that training that they get from obviously the Khabib team. It's unbelievable. So, look, he looks like he's going to be an absolute brawler in that middleweight division. So look out for him. And that was about it. I won't go into it any further, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah, that was UFC 294. Unfortunately,
Dan said that Burns. Some could argue Burns won that fight against Chimaev. 100%.
Yep. True.
We got a card this week.
This weekend there is no card. It is a rest. The next card is Sunday, the 5th of November. It kicks off from 12 p.m. It is from Sao Paulo, Brazil. and it is headlined by none other than Hot Balls himself, Derek Lewis, against Almeida in a heavyweight fight. So make sure you tune in for that one. You know someone is getting knocked the fuck out.
Legit.
But mate,
Very
his
nice.
fights, someone gets knocked out every time.
Yeah, that's true. Very nice, Sauce. Thank you very much. Off to Hobby Talk. Thanks to Mint Collectables, 20% off at the checkout. Use the code double coverage for all your hobby needs.
Hey,
Head over
let me
to-
tell you, ladies and gentlemen, get on there, check out the singles. I was sussing out some of the basketball singles from Mint Collectables. You chuck the double coverage code in, 20% off. Mate, there was some autos of some nice rookies on there. It was a nice Jaden Ivey auto, mate. I chucked the 20% off. It became just on this cusp of comps, just below comps. So you're picking it up right at the market price. You couldn't ask for a better deal. Make sure you check them out, Mint Collectables, on Instagram, Facebook, and obviously their website, as Doma mentioned, mintcollectables.com.au, double coverage full at the checkout. 20% off.
Very nice. All right, Sauce. Just a quick one, really. Unless you found something, you've seen something. I didn't. The first thing is good for Panini, but they're losing a license, so who really gives a shit? But it's actually pretty good news for someone like you that loves this guy, Sauce. So Tim Duncan signs exclusive autograph deal with Panini. So there you go. Hall of Famer has signed an exclusive deal with Panini that includes trading cards. Duncan's first SIGs under the agreement slated to arrive in February in 23-24 Crown Royale, and then in 23-24 Impeccable, which is a nice product. There you go. There's Impeccable. Some nice looking cards there. So since his rookie season, Duncan's only appeared on around 100 different NBA auto cards. This includes parallels. Very nice. There you go. That's a nice card there, Sauce. Draft pick number 1, Tim Duncan, Impeccable. You might have to chase that one. So there you go. Good signing there for Panini. They're on their way out, but good to get some value in there. Next one up, product review, Sauce, and it is 2023 Panini Prism draft picks. Here it is.
Don't expect any Wemby autos in there.
No, there's Wemby Color Blast. There's Wemby Color Blast. Relax, I'll get to that in a second. Hobby boxes have 8 total prisms, 2 per pack. Blue Ice and Venom are among the exclusive availables here. Choice boxes have patterned versions like blue, yellow, green choice, red choice, tiger stripe choice, and the nebula choice. There's a lot of choice to be had. Clearly, autograph takes on a few themes, including draft pick autos, legacy SIGs, sensational SIGs, and college penmanship. Here's Derek Whitehead. Here's a color blast of Keontae George. The color wheel back again with Amen Thompson there. Other rarities are the Manga, National Pride, and Stained Glass. Brilliance, Fireworks, Prison Break, and Widescreen are also in there. Cards per pack. In the hobby, 10, choice is 8, packs per box, hobbies 4, choice 1, boxes per case, hobby 16, choice 20. Release date is Thursday here, tomorrow in the States. First off the line boxes, what to expect is 4 autos, 4 inserts, 8 parallels in a choice box. Autos 1, blue, yellow, green, choice prisms 3. Red choice prisms 1, additional choice prisms 1, and the silver prisms 1. You can head on over and check out the checklists. There's a lot of colors here, as you can see. Everyone's in
just ladies and gentlemen, one thing we will say about this, and it's the same thing with, what are we? This is the third time around we've been here previewing this on the show when it's come about. Just be careful. Don't get sucked in. The prices of these cards fall drastically once the normal releases come out. So if you are keen on some of these cards, you know what? Hold off. Don't buy them because they will drop drastically. Every card will drop drastically come the other releases and stuff come out. So don't run out there to get this release.
You can obviously get Wemby in the Color Blast, Black Color Blast. He's all in the insert stuff, no auto stuff. Consolation for those who buy Spurs in breaks and no Wemby autos. Surely Mr. Shambles Scambles gets a lemon. Nah, we leave old Gamble Scamble to Dan. True 101 lemon. We covered it last week on the show, but
funnily enough, go see it last week. He got the big lemon.
Funnily enough, Sauce. I looked at this product and I went, you know what? I shit you not. We're going to just have a look at this product and just go through it like we do every year. And I thought, I'll go check out some hobby pages on Instagram to see if there's any other news, and I'll do some research on it and we can report that on the show tonight as well. Funnily enough, Sauce, unintentionally, and I didn't want to go down this route because I'm like, over unders, it's been positive, we've had a laugh, this and that. Not saying that it's going to turn negative, but just coincidentally, I went on to Slabstock's page and I saw this photo, Wembanyama Color Blast, pulled by Card Collector 2, and thought to myself, of course he gets the Color Blast.
4 boxes he opened and he got a Color Blast.
I was just like, really? Yeah.
They're promotional boxes, as we told you, Doma.
This guy said couldn't be pulled by a better person. Sell now. He will be hurt by November, this guy said.
Don't say that. We don't want him to get hurt.
It's unlicensed. This is crap, said someone. It's very funny. But anyway, I just thought it was hilarious that he's the guy that pulled this card in a photo box. So there you go. Pretty good. Dan, over to you. You can make a video about this, about more loaded boxes or something. I don't know. But I just thought it was very, very funny. Apart from that, nothing else really been happening in the hobby. Just some news stuff. We knew it was going to be a bit longer this episode because of the over-unders, but we will start trying to bring back the insert segments, talk some shit about some stuff there, some nice cards to buy. Hopefully there's some more Playboy cards on the horizon for Saucy to open on the show. And he's going to rip something now. And how much did you pay for it, first of all? We always got to ask that question.
$6.
Fuck, all right, that's a win. That's what they should always be. Is that correct?
Yeah, $6. Fat packs should not be more than $6. I don't care what sport it is. Maybe basketball's $10, but that's it. This is UFC.
There we go.
Arnold Allen, Marina Rodriguez, Askarov, Alexa Grasso, Tony Ferguson, Tito Ortiz, John Bon Jones, Nate Diaz.
Some nice base
Derek
cards in there.
Balls.
Oh, nice.
Gilbert Burns. Blue Velocity. Bryce Mitchell. Is that a rookie? No, damn it.
We've actually, got some good fighters here. Ngannou, PFL.
And this bloke here. Oh, there's one more card behind. And there's the silver. Is it the same guy? 2 ice in a row. Is it? No. That's not.
There you go.
That was absolutely terrible. But you know what, Doma?
$6, you take it to be terrible.
You know what? You take it to be terrible. You're paying $6. Hey, let me just tell you, I went in my second break of the whole year. Second break I've been in all year. It cost me $51 for the spot. I did actually drop is there a double coverage discount in the comments, and I got a discount, which was amazing. So
who was it with? Who was it with?
Oh, with our friend Trent down at Cardladder, who we had on the show.
Nice.
So I went in his UFC break, and I had all the flyweight. I think I had flyweight. And let me just tell you, ladies and gentlemen, I got absolutely jack shit. He sent me my cards with a business card with 2 Werther's lollies in there, and the Werther's lollies was the most valuable thing in the box.
That's a leap by Trent. I love that. That's very good. Global said, I got my Volk gold to 10. He's taking all your Volks, mate. He's taking all your Volks.
One day he
I
can
love
sell
it.
them for me. Sell them to me.
Yeah, make sure you
Hey,
overcharge.
don't worry, mate.
Make
Don't
sure you
worry,
overcharge Global.
Don't worry, Doma, mate. Everyone's going to be jealous of the Volks that I have in my collection at some point very, very soon, mate. All right.
That's a fair point. There is a card show on this week as well, mind you, at Darabin. I was told.
It's a toy and something fair, but I do know people go down there and sell cards. So I believe it's at Darabin
Community Sports.
Community and Sports Recreation Centre on Plenty Road, I believe it is.
Yeah. So, no idea. It's Melbourne Collectors Market, I think.
Yeah, can you bring it up? Yeah, bring it up.
Yep, I can. I just found it. There we go. 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Cosmic early entry from 9 a.m. $8 entry. All types of stuff here.
Yeah, it's toys. There's people with cards. There's people with a bit of everything.
100 vendors, 140 stalls, 4 basketball courts full of everything pop culture. Nice.
What time does it start? This Sunday, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
10 a.m.
Well,
If you're keen, mate.
We'll
If you're keen, yeah. Might pop in
Something
for a couple
do.
hours. Yeah, let me know. Let me know how you're going. Adam, welcome. What's cracking? I think I'm going to save my money for Hobby Hangout potentially. Very nice. And happy birthday to you as well, Adam. It was your birthday, I'm
Adam.
pretty sure, yesterday. So happy birthday to you, mate. There you go. Everyone's having birthdays. Messiah last week, Adam this week. If we've missed anyone else, happy birthday to you out there, Double Coverage family. And on that note, keep living, loving, and breathing sport. I'm Dom with the Great Man Sauce. Like, subscribe, and peace.
Comment. Don't forget to comment.
And
Peace out.
comment.
Thank you for tuning in. Please don't forget to leave a review on the Apple Podcasting app. Also, follow us on socials, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and TikTok. Talking all spots, double coverage.